Hi guys, and welcome to the State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin, and this is episode 113. UpBit loses 52 million in attack. Ignore Bitcoin and you'll ignore the future, and Ripple's on-demand liquidity reduces MoneyGram's operating costs. Now, I know there's a problem with the music. I was trying to solve it before the stream started. It's still not showing. However, I got the chat fixed on the sidebar. Just the music apparently is not going through the desktop, so I'm gonna have to turn it up on my end a little bit more so you guys can hear it. It'll just be like a bounce off the mic. It just makes me have to scream a little bit more into the mic. But we'll have some, at least we'll have some nice music playing while we stream, right? Anyways, guys, if you're catching this from live, welcome. And if you're catching the replay and having any suggestions for us, you know what to do. Leave us a comment below so we know what you're thinking. Now, if you want to keep up to date with the latest crypto-related news, make sure you subscribe, you hit that like button and that bell so you're notified when we go live. And if you want to keep on chatting with us once the stream is on, you can join us on the Discord. The link is in the description. Benny, how's it going, man? Thanks for being here, brother. I appreciate it. I hope you had a great night yesterday. I hope you had a great day today. Happy Friday, guys. I hope you're having a blast. Black Friday. I hope you got some nice purchases going on in case you went out to buy stuff. If not, if you're waiting until Cyber Monday, I hope you also have a blast buying stuff online. At least crypto's on sale, right? Or it was on sale. Right now it's having a nice bounce again for the second day in a row. We'll see what happens with the crypto market. Again, stuff happened in the morning that made it jump a little bit more. However, I was a little bit bearish yesterday still. Sentiment overall, it's mixed feelings right now in the market, I can tell you. A lot of people feeling bearish, a lot of people feeling bullish out of this three pumps we have over the past 6 days, 5 days or so. So we'll look at the market and we'll look at the news first, and then we'll look at the market. Then we'll definitely talk about the state of the crypto, right? the state of crypto market. Anyways, guys, thanks for being here. Welcome to the news portion of the show. I hope you enjoy this night. I hope you're having fun going out for a drink, for a laugh, whatever, man. I hope you're enjoying yourselves. So let's get on with the news, right? There's some interesting news that I want to cover. It's just that it looks a little bit weird. There we go. You might be able to see there the title. It's a little bit off. There we go. So, one of the world's largest crypto exchanges was forced to suspend accounts withdrawals and deposits after being hit by a major online heist. South Korea's UpBit issued a temporary suspension notice on Wednesday following a message from Lee Sek-woo, the CEO of company owner Dunamu. Yeah. Anyways, at around 1 p.m. local time on Wednesday, 342,000 Ethereums were transferred from an UpBit hot wallet to an unknown recipient, he said. Affected users will have their losses covered by the company, which has transferred all other cryptocurrencies into the company's cold wallet for improving security. It's estimated that it will take at least 2 weeks for the deposits and withdrawals to resume. That was what Mr. Lee was saying, and he also added that I'll tell you again when this is done. Now, Peter Wood, the CEO of Coinburp, argued that the latest hack should be a warning to investors about the importance of operating only on secure and reliable trading platforms. Yeah, 52 million, man. This is particularly important when it comes to cryptocurrency, as it is virtually untraceable and there is often no governing bodies to ensure or refund any losses, he added. However, potential investors should not be deterred by the catastrophic error, as UpBit and other Korean crypto exchanges have been the target of hackers before. It is important that all individuals properly research the security protocols and measures before operating on any crypto trading platform. Now, guys, this is stuff that we kind of have talked about before, right? Not your keys, not your crypto. So again, imagine that you had your money there, your crypto parked now. Now you cannot access it for 2 weeks, apparently. Again, you should have your money, your cryptos, on a wallet outside of an exchange. It's a little bit more secure, and you should only put it in the exchange when you want to trade. So, best practices would be put your crypto in a wallet when you retire for the day for trading. and then put it back in the next time you want to come in to trade. Again, yes, it's a little bit more tedious. Yes, it requires a couple more steps. But again, your money is safer. It's not blocked there. I feel bad for the people that have their money stuck there, and the market right now is going up. Maybe you want to sell, you want to do something, you can't. Maybe you can still trade, but not withdraw and deposit. So again, you might be able to trade off to a US pair or a Tether pair. But again, not being able to take your money out sucks, man. That's why people want to go into crypto, and now when stuff like this happens and you cannot access your funds, it just makes another case for have your own keys, right? Research the exchange. Make sure you're operating in a secure place where like your money is going to be there, and they have the best security out there. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this article. Let's move on to the next one. According to the regional financial news publication Handelsblatt, in 2020, banking institutions from Germany will be able to manage cryptocurrencies for customers. This is big. Under the newly enacted legislation, banks in Germany will be able to receive, store, and sell digital assets like Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum. Directive 2015/849 is an amended regulatory approach that was issued by the European Parliament and German politicians. The fourth EU money laundering directive highlights the fact that electronic money products is increasingly considered to be a substitute for bank accounts. Now, make sure the exchange is safe with the local government. Yeah. Yeah, make sure you're not operating in an exchange that's going to get you like in trouble, right? Handelsblatt reporter Felix Holterman revealed that the new directive, deletion of the so-called separation bid, makes it so German banks can handle cryptocurrencies without needing to use a third-party custodian. Prior to erasing this part of the guidelines, the directive would have required banks to use external custodians or special subsidiaries to store the cryptocurrencies. So in 2020, German banks will be able to offer cryptocurrency solutions alongside bonds, equities, and traditional stocks. The banks will need to procure a license to offer digital asset custodial services, but the directive extends application deadlines, right? Anyways, the co-founders of the crypto data aggregator website CoinGecko, Bobby Ong, says that banks offering these types of services open financial institutions to a lot of opportunities. Ong explained on Friday, so today. Just like how banks sell gold stocks, unit trusts, and insurance directly to retail customers now, I see no reason why banks will not offer cryptocurrencies for sale now. What's taking these banks so long? It's a big gold mine waiting to be tapped. Now, again, do you really... If the whole point of crypto is not going to the banks, do you really want to go back to the banks for crypto? You know, we're kind of like... They're taking that away from people, right? Because people created this so that you wouldn't have to go to a bank because you don't believe in banks, because banks are doing stuff that they shouldn't, or not banks, but general, let's call this, the Federal Reserves, central banks are printing more cash. People get annoyed. They're always trying to bail out their buddy bankers. So again, is it good that banks are going to be able to offer crypto? I mean, it might drive more adoption, and a lot of people don't know how to trade. A lot of people don't know what crypto is. So for a lot of people, having the bank handle it might be interesting. But again, do you really, if you're a person that is watching this channel or any other crypto channel, or you're doing your own trading, are you going to put your money back with the banks so that they buy the crypto for you, hold it, and then whenever a government institution tells them to freeze your accounts, you're not going to be able to do anything, right? So again, not your keys, not your crypto. What good is it for the bank to offer you that service if you're not going to be able to hold that, right? Anyways, they might offer it as like an investment fund, I guess. They could, where the bank holds the crypto and then you just get the cash at the end. Might make sense that way, but again, you're not really buying the crypto then. You're just in it to get a return on your money, and you're not basically doing much with it, right? Anyways, that's it for this article as well. I mean, I'm giving you my points to the article, right? Whatever I believe is the bad stuff, the good stuff. I don't believe this. I mean, it's going to bring adoption, yes, sure, but it's probably not going to be the best or the best way to drive more adoption. Anyways, on to the next one. This one I like because I know guys from the Veer group. Anyways, despite the plunging price of Bitcoin Throughout November, one of the world's leading finance bosses has urged investors not to ignore the growing influence of cryptocurrency as a future financial system. Now, Nigel Green, the chief executive of the Veer Group, said that disregarding the potential of Bitcoin was tantamount to standing on the wrong side of history. Now, many crypto critics are becoming radicalized in their attacks. The reality is that there are peaks and troughs, as all financial markets. The cryptocurrency market is not and should not be any different. Yet, each time that there's a dip in the market, a bout of volatility in cryptocurrency, the crypto haters declare that digital currencies are finished, only for them to subsequently experience a rally. Now, the article goes on, and we'll cover more of the article in a second. However, isn't that like the first stuff that happens? You get a small drop, and everyone's screaming like bloody murder. Crypto's gonna die. Bitcoin is dead. Looking for alternatives. Oh, this is gonna be the new Bitcoin. This is gonna be the new asset. Again, people in the crypto market are so volatile, man. It's like maybe because they're not institutional investors, and institutional investors maybe are used to more of this, right? But again, a lot of people just get scared, man, and start flying off the rails. My point of view is that particularly the crypto haters are the first ones to scream, and that you should ignore them. If you're in it, if you believe in this market, don't care what other people think, right? Why does it matter to you what other people say if you care about this market? You got into it because of certain things that appeal to you. You should stick to those things if that's what you believe, and stop listening to other people that might be haters, that might be looking for you to get out of the market so they can buy in at a lower price, so they can ride that wave up, and you're screwed in the end. Anyways, stop listening to people. Do your own research. Do your own thinking, right? Get the data. I point out some of the data. I tell you when I believe it's FUD. But again, you might not believe it's FUD. I tell you when it's FOMO or like Moonboy talk. And again, you might not believe so. Again, you're entitled to your opinion, to make your own thinking, or to have your own thoughts on this. And also, when I tell you about stuff in the market and what I believe might happen, or point to the options, it's for you to make that decision. I don't want to come here and impact you in a positive or negative way. I just want to give you the information so that you can make a better, more informed decision. But no FUD, no FOMO, no Moonboy talk in this channel. So again, very balanced stuff. Usually that's what we go for. So this is more information based, and you can make it from a very neutral point of view, and really just go in what you believe and not be affected in any way. Anyways, it says that he also goes on to say, this guy Nigel, he says, I would suggest that most people saying these things do not understand the crypto sector, as it's relatively young and have vested interest in older traditional ones. Then he goes on to say that first, there's technological advancements, right? We're adopting more and more technology into our lives, and the rate at which we're doing so is increasing rapidly. Second, there's political shifts. There's an appetite, and a huge growing one, for currencies that are not controlled by central banks and governments. Supporters believe that these digital currencies are part of the antidote to what they see as the ills caused by the traditional system. And then third, globalization. We're all becoming increasingly independent and internationally minded. And this, when harnessed properly, is an immensely positive force for trade, commerce, and prosperity across the world. Now, the Veer Group chief also advised investors to see wild market movements and dips as a positive way to advance capital gains rather than as a negative aspect of trading. In the crypto market, he goes on to say that, right? In the crypto market, as in all financial markets, movement of this nature create important buying opportunities and can be capitalized upon by investors for their long-term financial gain. Using them effectively can be a very rewarding strategy. Now, guys, yes, buying the dips is important. Finding those areas of value is important. Those areas where you go in and you have a good upside on your money, on your investment. Now, you might say, why was I saying that you shouldn't, that I would not go into Bitcoin right now? Because I'm not sure if it's really bottomed out yet, right? We're seeing a reaction bounce to the drop that we had. I'm not sure if that's going to be the top or not. For me, it was a little bit unfounded, the first bounce, the second bounce, and the third bounce, but we'll talk about those in a second. So from my point of view, we'll talk about that when we get to the market, right? But for me, it was not an area where I was really willing to get in. I want either we get above the 200 MA, or I found a double bottom, or something that would make sense for me to be able to put my money back into Bitcoin. But right now, the only thing I'm hodling right now in my long-term position is XRP because of the use case, and I am taking a hit right now in my XRP, but still I believe in the longer-term use of that. But the rest of the money that I have, the play money, right, because I have certain bags, so the play money bag is all out of the market, right, and with that I can buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, Binance, whatever. But right now that is out of the market, so the only hodl bag that I have open is my Ripple bag, right? Anyways, on to the next one. I don't have articles for Ethereum. We're gonna jump onto the XRP news. The head of global operations at MoneyGram, Camilla Shithil, who was hired in late September, stated that we've leveraged on-demand liquidity on RippleNet to dramatically reduce our operating costs and processes global payments at unprecedented speeds. So again, they're lowering their up costs. They're not saying by how much. Anyways, over on Twitter, Stuart XRP noted that the third largest bank in Spain was used as an example during a presentation. Some of the comments on the thread started guessing whether the Caixa Bank was now working with on RippleNet. But again, nothing's confirmed, just used in a presentation. So again, that is just speculation. Take it with a grain of salt until they make the formal announcement. We know that there's approximately 45 to 50% of Ripple clients or XRP clients, or not Ripple clients, sorry, that have not yet been disclosed, right? They came out and say that. Why haven't they disclosed them? They might have non-disclosure agreements signed with them until they test the technology and they're sure that they can, put it into production. So then they might be able to disclose that. But again, Ripple's not dumb. I don't believe they're holding the information just to release it later on a rainy day. If they haven't released that information, it's probably because they can't, right? Everyone wants to give good news. Everyone wants to give out information. It's particularly a project that has a lot of eyes on it because of what's happening with it internationally. So again, once they're able to tell the other bank partners, they will make it public. And I guess that's going to be upon satisfaction of banks using the product and them going live with it on a commercial base, not just on a test basis, right? Anyways, Benny has a comment on the chat. He says, soon you're going to wake up one morning and XRP would be 1x. It happens so fast. Yeah, maybe, man. I'm not sure. XRP right now is still sitting a little bit low. We'll talk about that part on the money once we get there. But yeah, I do agree, man. Changes on this market happen so fast, man. So again, yeah. Anyways, what is happening with Binance? I have one article for Binance, and then we're going to go into market, guys. So again, just very quick. Binance, this is like a Binance/Ethereum article, right? Binance today turned on the lights for Ethereum future contracts with up to 50 times leverage. This means that now you can bet against or for the future price of Ethereum on Binance futures. Now the Ethereum futures are traded against the US Tether, and the amount of leverage offered will start below what is considered or what is being offered for Bitcoin, right? Which allows up to 125 times leverage. 125 times leverage is a lot. You get liquidated in a very, very minor move to the downside. Again, even 50x, it's still a lot of leverage. I wouldn't use it. Every dollar you put has 50 times value power. So for me, I don't like taking those options. Again, you can get wrecked really quickly, and you can lose all your money extremely fast. So again, if you're gonna use leverage for margins or anything, make sure you know what you're doing. Don't get wrecked. Start small. Start with like maybe times 1, times 2, times 3, times 4, times 5, times 10. Don't go into times 50 if you don't know what you're doing. Certainly don't go into times 125. That would be extremely reckless. Again, not advised. You guys can do whatever you want with your money. This is just a tip you can say that I'm giving you. Be careful with your money, especially if you don't know what you're doing. So let's go into the market. What is happening with total market cap? Yesterday, nice green day, money coming into the cryptosphere. 3.88% from an opening of 196.67 billion, closing at 204.49 billion, a 7.64 billion move to the upside. Right now, moving down very slightly, 0.22%, or a movement down of 458 million, sitting at 204.01 billion. So again, this movement was a 2.77% move. This large movement was a 4.40% move, and this last movement over here Sorry, I'll zoom in a little bit more for you guys. I do have a copy of the stream running, and I'm trying to see whether or not things are large enough for you guys to see. Anyways, this one's a 2.77. This one here is a 4.40, and this one is a 3.88% move to the upside. Again, nice moves, but again, look at the dip it took, right? And this could be trying to react a little bit, right? I'm not sure what we're going to end up doing here, right? We might face that 20 MA, and then we'll talk about it when we get there, but right now we're still far from it. Anyways, what is the rest of the market looking like? This is the total market cap excluding Bitcoin. We haven't looked at it before. I usually just have it open and on the side just in case we need to look at it. But again, you're seeing that same bounce, right? But not with the same strength. This is a 2.07%. This is a 2.80%. This is a 3.04%. Again, Bitcoin here bounced 4, here bounced 3. So again, this first and the last large candles more or less equal. This one a little bit less. Anyways, rest of the market sitting at where are we at, man? $64 billion. Anyways, let's get on to the next. Bitcoin dominance, 68.60%. What is happening with Bitcoin dominance? Yesterday, we had a nice move to the upside, 0.38%. From an opening of 68.28, closing at 68.53. Right now, still moving to the upside, sitting at 68.60. A plus 10% move to the upside, right? So again, is it good, is it bad? I really don't care much for the total market dominance of Bitcoin. I want to see this pie better divided so everyone's a little bit more resistance to Bitcoin. I do hope that this keeps on dropping though, and this is just like a try to reaction and then like maybe drop again. It's better for everyone else if it plays out. Believe me, the better the market is divided, the better it is for everyone. So let's go on to Bitcoin, man. What is happening with the Bitcoin? Sitting at 7,740. We have had a nice rally from 600. From on the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, including today's 6. It just opened a couple hours ago. So you went from 6,903 all the way to 7,758 in those days, right? So almost $8,000 move to the upside, right? Anyways, let's see what is happening with this. Impulse up, right? We're still moving to the upside, making less negative momentum, starting to make positive momentum again. Look at the drop we took, right? Over, let's say the first time we moved to the downside, the large one would have been on November the 8th. So most of the month we have been moving to the downside. Right now we're starting to make a reaction bounce. Not sure if this is going to be a dead cat bounce, right? Or I'm not even sure what kind of bounce we're going to make right now. It's not very clear. Again, we could just get another day of consolidation before we try to run to the upside again. We're really not making any kind of bearish divergence right now. We're really not making any kind of other bullish divergence except the one that we had here. Right? Bullish divergence developing. Sorry, this got shifted a little bit. There we go. So we have this bullish divergence that developed. Potential price action to the upside. We're seeing it on the daily. It's playing out nicely. Still moving to the upside. We have hit the targets that we talked about. Here we close. Right now we're rejecting the top part of the downsloping channel. We talked about those on the moves to the upside, the potential moves to the upside. We also talk about the potential moves to the downside. Again, I'm not putting any money in here yet. I didn't find any kind of divergence except this one on the daily. That would be the one that could have played out because I'm ignoring this data point. I'm choosing to ignore it. Even though if you wanted to, you could have gone here, right? And you could have said it bounced. But again, I'm ignoring it because the only way I could justify the move to the upside. There's nothing else to justify it. If you want to go from here to here, going from a low to a higher low, so again, no divergence, right? It would just be a bounce, right? If you wanted to find divergence, this line is the one that would give it to you. Again, I'm ignoring it because it's just one red candle, one red bar that happened. Again, that is my way of seeing it. Your mileage may vary. You might see this differently, and that is fine. You're entitled to see things the way you want, right? Again, I'm just giving you my point of view here. So let's go on to Bitcoin sitting below 20 MA with volatility open on the Bollinger Bands. Moves to the upside, okay, on the daily. If you move to the upside, and it's going to be the same for all. Right now, you have to face the 20. First, break this top downsloping part of the old channel that we broke out of, right? The larger downsloping channel. They have to face the 20 MA. After you face the 20 MA, you have to come up and touch mid part of the smaller channel that we also used as resistance twice, right? Here we're using this one twice as well. You have to face this, and then if you break that, then you have to face this upper bottom downsloping channel, and then from there you would have the 8,930, right? And after that, the top part of the Bollinger Band. So again, that move is possible. It's not without the realm of possible. It's not outside of the realm of possibility because of volatility in the Bollinger Bands. It's open, and you can always there's a chance you can run and touch that upper part of the Bollinger Bands. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen quickly, but again, it is a possibility, right? Anyways, like I said, we're now within this range of the 8,900 and 8,983 and the 7,531 again, getting up on these old levels that we needed to be at. So I'm happy about that part, let's say. Now let's go on to Bitcoin on the 4-hour. What is happening with Bitcoin on the 4-hour, man? We had divergence right here, bearish. Not on the RSI, right? But here we had it. High, higher high, less positive momentum once. High, higher high, less positive momentum twice. Nothing on the RSI to call bearish divergence. Again, there's a chance we might move to the downside. We're rejecting this upper level of price, right? We touched the upper part of the Bollinger Bands here on the 4 hours. We're still sitting above the 20 MA. If we were to move to the downside, right now you could say impulse up. Yeah, we're flagging. You can try and run up again. How much strength are you going to have on that run? Still yet to be determined. Again, this is all one island, right? From the previous island, you would be down here, right? You're making higher highs, right? From here to here, or from here to here, from here to here. So from the previous island, you don't have anything going on. You're just going with the market. What we're talking about is that within the same island, you are creating divergences. At some point in time, they're going to play out, and they're going to bring the market price down. Just be careful about that. There's a chance we might run to the upside again. We create this and negate it. However, if at any point you want to say, I want to go from here to here straight, right? Because that makes sense. Why stop here? You still can go from here to here and still have divergence. And that would be a very valid way to do it as well. I did it by parts because we were doing this on a day-by-day basis, and we noticed that this happens. Sometimes when you do it by parts, you notice that in a certain area you don't have it on the RSI, but then on that second part you might have it, and again you would have it on both oscillators, and a higher chance of it playing out, right? Anyways, that's it. We're sitting above the 20 MA, like I said. Targets are the same on the moves to the upside. Again, let me do this real quick because music is coming in with ads now. Oh, there we go. Let's go to this one. I'm not sure if we played this one already or not, but it's called Electric Jeff the Killer Goes on Vacation. I think that's a funny name. Anyways, targets will be the same, right? Mid part, break this channel, then mid part. Sorry, then here you would have the top part of the Bollinger Bands, then mid part of the channel, then upper part of the channel, then the 8,983 again. Stays the same. Nothing else developing after this divergence. We're still moving to the downside again. That's fine. This divergence developed today in the morning. I was looking at it when I was in the office because I wanted to know if the price was going to still run up. We noticed that here we kind of moved to the downside again, giving some validity to this divergence, even though it's not very strong right now. That move to the downside, not very strong. Still sitting high on the RSI. It's a bot at 61.77. On the daily, you're sitting neutral. Sorry, I didn't call it on the daily. On the daily, you're sitting neutral at 44.48. Neutral, but in that lower part of the neutral range, right? So again, on the 4 hours, you're seeing bot. And on the 1 hour, you ran the whole gamut, right? So you went from sold to overbought, right? Anyways, stuff happening here, right? Here we had a very, very small island of positive momentum. It's just one bar, right? And this could be one of those things that, even though we saw that move to the downside, right? You could say, man, it played out. You could always say maybe it wasn't a valid divergence, right? Because it's just one minuscule bar. And you could go here, and you could go here, right? And you could go here, and you can say that you're making divergence as well, right? So bearish divergence. Sorry, bullish divergence. Bearish divergence. Strong bearish divergence. So again, price action to the downside likely. It's not playing as strong as here. That's why I liked it anchored to this area. But again, we do have it on a larger scale from here to here. So again, that's why I believe this could be valid as well. And that's the only reason that I'm going to move it right now. Again, I'm not sure, right? Impulse up, we're kind of flagging. We might try to run to the upside again, create another divergence, and then probably break down. Still have to track the market and see how things go. So if you want to track a move to the upside, you probably put an alarm around 7,821 if you were using the Coinbase chart, right? That way, when it passes that, you know that you're going higher. They can come in and look at whether or not you're starting to develop divergence that might move you to the downside. If you have a position open and you want to protect some of your losses, you might want to put an alarm around the 7,531 or the 7,699. Again, move to the downside. This will trigger very quickly. Right now, you're sitting above the 20 MA. Volatility is starting to close on the Bollinger Bands again. We're starting to see them tighten a little bit. Negative momentum starting to develop. And, sitting at 58.70 on the RSI. Neutral, but high on that neutral scale. Now, on the daily, something that I forgot to mention. Here we still don't have our cross, right, of the MACD over the signal line, which usually sometimes comes accompanied by these large moves. See, here we cross below, and look, next candle, large move to the downside. Here we had one of those like morning stars, I guess you can call it, a kind of bullish hammer. We did talk about this reversal that day, right? And we said that divergence we had. For some reason, this one kind of got deleted, but there we go. We had it here on the RSI. We talked about that price action to the upside on the 4-hour. You got that nice pump, and then you got this cross of the MACD over the signal line, and you got that nice pump, the candle right after, right? Sometimes they come with large candles. You're about to get one off the MACD under the signal line, and you can get a move to the downside. On the daily, I think it's the opposite. On the daily, you just cross your MACD over your signal line, creating a positive momentum, even though you're creating a negative price. Unsure yet whether or not this is going to burst to the upside and give us one of those nice green candles, right? Here, look, cross under, got this large candle this day. Cross over, look, cross over, we got that candle right the day after. Cross under, here we got that on the same day we crossed. So again, keep an eye out for these movements. They do play out sometimes with large candle moves. Just be careful on your trades, right? So on the daily, you would set upside. On the 4 hours, it would indicate moving to the downside potentially. Still to come. And on the 4 hours, move to the downside to come, right? We're about to cross. And then on the 1 hour, potentially money and momentum still developing, so we might still move to the downside. Phase at 20 MA, right? If we move to the downside, we haven't talked about the moves. 20 MA, bottom part of the minor downsloping channel. Bollinger Band, bottom part of the Bollinger Band, 7,431, then 7,429. Then below that, we have all this whole area that we've already talked about, right? Anyways, that's it for Bitcoin. Let's go on to Ethereum. What is happening with Ethereum on the daily? Well, yesterday we moved to the downside, 1.41%. Right now, moving down still 0.32%. Sitting at 8.20% of market cap. For me, anything above 8% for Ethereum is fine. So I'm not going to do any more time here. I'm going to go into this chart, however. This is Ethereum sitting at $153.94. Now, look, we're bouncing. We're getting back into this channel. We actually struggled to get back into this sideways moving channel, right? We faced it at resistance once, twice, 3, 4 times in 4 days in like a 6-day period. And then finally we broke it. We broke up. But however, we didn't break up with a lot of strength. But right now we're probably going to face it again as a sort of support. Let's see if that resistance becomes support. That's a back test, and if we back test it, there's a chance we might reject lower prices and we actually pump to the upside. If we break to the downside, then we're back out of this, and then this becomes a little bit more bearish as well. Now here we haven't quite gotten the cross of the MACD over the signal line. That negative momentum still decreasing though, but not undone yet, and still sitting sold on the RSI at 39.33. Nothing else happening yet, so we're not gonna waste any more time on this chart. We're gonna go into the 4 hours because most of the stuff is happening on the minor scales. Now, sorry, on the daily before I move on. You might say, well, Bitcoin had divergence. Well, this one didn't, right? We don't have divergence here of any kind. Here we did have that same divergence that Bitcoin had, right? Again, this is from the 1 hour. I think I moved this one yesterday. For some reason, they don't stay. One of these from the 1 hour as well. I think these two are from the 1 hour. Yeah. Another from the 1 hour because they're touching a wick. And right now I'm charting to candle bodies. So okay, we had this move, right? Right now we're here. What is happening? Well, we were developing some sort of divergence, right? This was a straight move. This from the 1 hour as well. Shit, man. Stuff from the... Why is this stuff from the 1 hour coming back here, man? Anyways, this from the 1 hour. Sorry, this is the one from the 1 hour. Yeah, this is one from the 1 hour, I think. I'll send this one back. So it's from the 4 hours. Top one is from the 1 hour. Sorry, guys. Getting rid of this stuff because I chart every day and like these things come back to haunt me. Anyways, what's happening here? Well, to here we're moving sideways. We're going lower on the price, right? We're talking about potential move to the downside. Look, we kind of got it. That move to the downside, touched that 20 MA, bounced off it, right? That was still 2 days ago. Now, stuff that is happening still, right? I had this line here, although you can barely see it. This is from the 4 hours. We had this divergence developing, so we moved to the downside, right? We called this out yesterday, I think, during the stream, because 2 days ago I wasn't here. And we were somewhere around here when I was doing the stream. So again, not much developing yet. We're still unsure whether or not we're going to move to the downside. But now, what I do like is that, look, we went much higher. And look at where we're at on our RSI. Now we can actually chart it to a green bar, right? Because yesterday we were here. Right now we can actually go here. And we can say that we're developing bearish divergence on the MACD, but not on the RSI. The RSI is still neutral at 53.92. Here we're about to get a cross off the MACD under the signal line. We might see the movement to the downside a little bit violent sometimes. We're probably going to use the channel, like I said, as some sort of support. So just be careful if we keep on moving to the downside. If we break that, the 20 MA will be our next target. Then bottom part of the Bollinger Bands. And then if we break that, maybe we can find some support around this area, right? And then if we break that all the way down here again, so 135. To the upside, you just have the Bollinger Band to break. If you break it, then you're free to roam. You're gonna want to get back into the Bollinger Bands. There's 2 ways that happens, right? The Bollinger Bands expand to cover you, or you actually break back down and fall into the Bollinger Bands. Usually most of the movements tend to be within the Bollinger Bands. That's what they're there for. Their standard deviation, they account for volatility. So again, move to the upside. If you were to still move to the upside, you would have to get to $174 to face your next resistance. Although you might find some around this area, but it might not be very strong. Right now you're going higher than your previous highs, right? Even higher. You're seeing at prices of, well, right now, let's say, what is this at? November 22nd, right? That's where we'd be at right now. Anyways, like I said, be careful, guys. Again, there's a bearish divergence that has developed. A chance that this moves to the downside. So let's go into the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, we're getting tightness of the Bollinger Bands. Again, volatility leaving the market. Sitting below the 20 MA. Actually getting very, very close to this line. Again, maybe that move, it's 153, 153.41. It's just a couple cents, man. It could be very easy for this to move to the downside, touch it, then try to bounce. If we bounce, again, try to break that 20 MA. If we don't fall below this, then again, you know what we talked about, right? Anyways, tightness of the Bollinger Bands. Now, yesterday, from here to here, we had divergence, right? It was a bearish divergence. It was a medium or class B, right? But if this is just one small green bar, right? Again, same stuff that happened with the other one. You still go here. You still go here and make proper, strong, bearish divergence, right? And talk about a price action to the downside potentially. So I'll do that one there and that one there. For some reason, this bar keeps on moving to the upside. Right, there we go. So again, bearish divergence, price action to the downside. You broke down. Now, is anything happening on the bottom parts that we should be worried about? Well, not really. From here to here, we didn't have divergence, right? This was over here. It was a negative 46. This is a negative 37. So you kind of had divergence from here to here, right? Develop. It was bullish, but it's very slight, right? And from here to here, you really don't have divergence because you're higher and you're still lower on your RSI. So again, from here, from 37 to 24, so again, no divergence, just going with the market on the 1 hour. That's it for Ethereum. Let's go on to Ripple. Ripple on the daily, man. What is happening with the dominance? Yesterday, it lost a little bit of dominance, 0.72%. Right now, losing dominance still, 0.02%, sitting at 4.88% of market cap. I'm not really, I don't like it when Ripple sits below the 5%. I much rather see it higher. So again, I hope that this does reverse itself. It makes it better for everyone. Believe me, if the pie is better divided, even though Bitcoin can be worth a lot, everyone will benefit because everyone will be stronger to market moves. Anyways, let's go on to Ripple, man. It looks messy on the daily. Don't worry. I do know what's going on with this. I have a lot of shit going on. That's what's going on with this. So again, we're coming from a downtrend, making lower lows, right, and more negative momentum every time. Right now, that's kind of dying out. Still not making any positive island. About to get a cross of the MACD over the signal line. Like we said, sometimes those come accompanied by large moves, right? Here we got a semi-cross, right? Sorry, you won't be able to see it here. It was like a fake cross to the upside, right? And then we got that nice large bar. And then the next day, look at this, man. That large move to the downside right after that cross again. And then we dropped again, and we just kept on dropping again. Sometimes they do come with some moves, large moves, right? So just be careful with those. Right now, sitting at 35.51 on the RSI. That negative momentum dying out, like I said. If this cross happens, we might get a nice move to the upside. Sometimes they do happen. Again, it can vary, right? It's not a for sure thing that's going to happen. But again, sometimes you get those bars. Sitting below 20 MA, still, Ripple has not gotten above the 24-cent mark, right? Bitcoin did get above its area of, right, this critical area of 7,531. Ripple XRP has not been able to do it, man. So again, I'm a little bit worried about XRP being down here. We kind of fell below that 100% retrace, right? So from this high to this low, kind of went still below, touched this other area, danger area of support resistance, and we're bouncing up. Right now, I'm going to extend this channel a little bit more. I should fix it, man. For some reason, it got skewed last time I was playing with it. There we go. Would that make sense? And that kind of would make sense, I guess. 1, 2, ignoring this spike, right? Charting here. Anyways, this is an old channel, man. So again, it's probably not gonna have any validity right now. I just want to see where we're at. Apparently it does have validity still, right? Once, twice rejected that mid part, didn't get above it. Right now using it as support. So again, yeah, maybe that channel does have validity. Anyways, on the daily, right? Like we said, sitting on that channel right now. If we move to the downside, bottom part of the Bollinger Bands, then bottom part of the channel, then we're back on this area of the 21 cent. We don't want to be there. Again, if we move to the upside, next immediate resistance will be at 20 MA, then 24 cents or 24.629, then 26.692, then 27.911, and then 29.894. But again, that is very long ways up. It's probably gonna take it a while to climb up there. It's not gonna happen overnight. If it happens overnight, then I'm gonna be really happy. I do have a position open on a long position open on Ripple. It's not gonna solve my problem with Ripple, though. I mean, I want to be profitable, but again, it doesn't solve the problem that it's my hold bag, it's my hodl bag, it's my experiment bag to hold and see whether or not how much I make there versus how much I make with my trading money. So again, that is my experiment. So that's the way I'm running with this. Anyways, like I said, sitting low on the RSI, sold at 35.48. So let's go into the 4 hour, man. On the 4 hour, moving to the upside right now. There's stuff here still from the 1 hour that's coming back. For some reason, it doesn't, like, I change this every day, man. I swear. Every day, and it just comes back, man. It's just annoying that it's not keeping stuff where it's supposed to, right? Look, I have this over here. It's from the 1 hour. So this, if this is from the 4 hours, it should show yeah, this is from the 4 hours. See, this one's staying fine where it's supposed to be at. Anyways, okay, cool. I exaggerated this to the downside because we do have that divergence. So I wanted to show you guys, right? We had divergence, bearish, price action to the downside, moving down. Still, here, from here to here, right? Moving higher still. Look at this. Moving lower, right? Divergence, bearish again. Price action to the downside. You're not seeing it that strong right now. You're holding this middle part of the channel as support. You don't have it on your RSI. You're just developing it on your MACD. Now, stuff that can happen. You can try to move to the upside again, right? Create that third divergence, and then finally get like a divergence on the RSI, and then you have it on both of the oscillators, and then you can really probably talk also about a move to the downside, right? Again, very real stuff happening. Be careful though. I don't want to be bearish. I don't want to be over. I don't want to be over negative on the market, right? Again, I'm just letting you know what could potentially happen for you guys to be careful and don't get wrecked. Sorry, I'm gonna lower the volume here a little bit. There we go. So let's see. Let's go into 1 hour and see what's happening here. See, this was from the 4 hours, man, and I just had stuff on the 4 hours, and now it's coming back again. See, there we go. Anyways, stuff happening here, right? We had this divergence. We called it out. Price action to the downside. We got it. Still moving down. Right now, moving to the upside, right? So here is where I can tell I'm a little bit torn as to whether or not you should do this, right? Again, I don't recommend it. Sorry. Before I move on and forget this. Here you have hidden bearish divergence. Hidden bullish divergence, sorry. You're higher on your price than your previous low. And you're going lower on both oscillators. So again, creating that, it's usually a potential price continuation. You're kind of in an uptrend. So you might be on that continuation, right? But the thing that I wanted to talk about, right? You could go to here, and you could go to here, and call bearish divergence still, and ignore this. However, this in Ripple has a little bit more substance than in the other charts, right? The other charts, it was just very minuscule green. It was like an almost non-existent green. It was just like a small, very small bump. So it would make sense that you could even overlook it just by looking at the graph because it's very visible. But here you can really tell that it's there. It's like really screaming like I'm here, right? So again, that's why I'm not too comfortable going all the way up there and calling it divergence up there. I was comfortable calling it here. And then, you know, going lower than the previous low with more negative momentum. So no divergence bullish. And we're just running up because the market is running up. Again, Ripple or XRP is following the market. That's what's happening. So again, you know. But I can tell you this is hidden bearish divergence. Should be price continuation. Guys, if you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you're notified when we go live. I appreciate each and every one of you that shows up for the stream. We do have a couple of people signed up. Thank you guys for being here. We got a couple likes, a couple of people in the chat. So awesome for being here. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. I really do. It means a lot, man. Like I said yesterday, I'm grateful for each and every one of you that shows up to the stream. Let's move on to one of my least favorite coins right now, and that's Litecoin. And it's least favorite because there's not a lot of news coming out, and there's really not a lot that we can talk about regarding this coin, except that it's really just going down. Litecoin, losing market cap 0.89% yesterday, losing market cap still today 0.94, sitting at 1.50% of market cap. Price of Litecoin $47.99. It's trying to recover, facing resistance around the so not a lot. The 786, that would be this blue line here, which I wanted to see it on the chart, but it's 49.16, somewhere around that area. I'll shift this in. 48.98, sorry. There we go. So again, we're facing some resistance around that area, right? Try to break above it, failed. Try to break above it again, rejecting it and starting to move to the downside now. What is happening with Litecoin, right? We don't have anything going on bearish or bullish on the previous stuff, right? We kind of did over here, but I deleted older stuff so we can focus on the new one. Here was a move to the upside. Here we're going slightly lower, creating divergence. That's what broke us down. We talked about that before. Now, that was a couple days ago, and I deleted stuff almost till November. So again, this got deleted when I cleaned out the charts. I just have the more current stuff going on. We're starting to see it move to the upside, failing again, like I said. Sitting sold on the RSI at 38.54. That's it for this on the daily. Nothing else developing yet. So let's go into the 4 hours. On the 4 hours, we had divergence, right? Bearish. Price action to the downside. Now this is from the 1 hour again. Serious, man. I deal with this every freaking day, and this stuff doesn't stay on the chart that it's supposed to. It just makes it so hard to like really get this done properly every day, man. Because just stuff keeps on popping around, right? Like this from the 1 hour, man. It shouldn't be here. I'm pretty sure I switched this a couple times ago. And it's just weird, man. That it doesn't stay where it's supposed to, bro. It just messes me up because every time I come in, I have to look at everything again and remember what was the stuff that we had called before. Now this one is obviously also from the 1 hour. Go to your time frame. There we go. And this is from the 1 hour again, right? We had some kind of bullish divergence. We called price action to the upside. Look, man, we got that pump to the upside on the 1 hour, right? You whoop-de-doo, man. We're not crazy. Anyways, moving to the upside. Let's see what's going on here. On the 4 hours, right? You can see it here. You're moving higher on the price. You're starting to go lower on your MACD histogram. Not on the RSI, though, again, same stuff that could happen, right? You can come touch that 20 MA, bounce to a higher high, create less positive momentum still, and actually create divergence on your RSI, and then potentially break down right? That would be something that could potentially happen on this. So again, just keep an eye out for it. You develop divergence bearish for the second time. Again, you might get a move to the downside, right? So let's go into the, on the 4 hour. Sitting neutral on the RSI at 51.56. Positive momentum dying out, about to get that cross of the MACD under the signal line. Like I said, usually comes with large moves. So again, we might see a red candle happening. What's happening here with on the 1 hour, right? Negative momentum still building. So again, right now we would be creating, yeah, from here to here, right? And from here to here, creating hidden bullish divergence, price continuation. Now, where is that continuation going to be to? You don't have it on the RSI. Well, we're kind of within an uptrend, so I would expect for us to get a sort of a bounce to happen. Not sure whether or not we're going to break above that 20 MA on the 1 hour. But again, if we don't, we might try to go to the upside, touch it, and then move down. And best case scenario, we go up and get that higher high that I was talking about, and then break again. This stuff from the 4 hours, man. Again, 4 hours. There we go. And 4 hours, right? Four hours. There we go. Awesome. So what's going on here? On the 1 hour, again, creating that divergence, like I said, that's fine. Now we don't have anything positive in all this island right now. The question is, are we creating bearish divergence? And it looks like we are, man. This is definitely much higher than this. So from this island to this island, you're going lower. From this island to this island, you're going higher. And you're also going higher on your RSI, so you just have it against your MACD, right? So what is happening shorter term? From here to here, you're going slightly higher also. You're going much lower, right? And also you're dropping on your RSI here. So again, price action to the downside. Look, right after you developed it, boom, you get this nice red candle. Upsloping consolidation, price continuation, breakdown again. This candle is still undeveloping. Wait and see what happens with this, right? Sorry about the stream taking so long to start today, guys. I took my kids to a friend's kid's birthday party, and by the time we did the cake, dinner, etc., it just got to be a little bit too late, and then the city was crazy. The traffic was so horrible today. So it took me a while to get here. Anyways, that's it for this on the 1 hour. Just watch out for this. That might get you a stop somewhere around here. But again, you develop a divergence, potential move to the downside. You're seeing it play out. Sitting neutral on the RSI, still at 44.79. That's it for Litecoin. Let's go on to Binance. What is happening with Binance on the daily, man? Price action to the downside, right? Lower low, right? Here we kind of have divergence developing, man. And I do like it, right? Even from here to here, right? Again, from here, I'll go to the candle here. You're going lower, right? Creating bullish divergence, but really not playing out. That's the only thing I can see, man. It's slant divergence on the daily. Sorry, it isn't dominance. We don't analyze dominance. I don't analyze dominance. I hate analyzing dominance. It really is very subjective. It does play out sometimes, but I'd much rather do the price than dominance. Sorry, yesterday gaining dominance. 0.63% right now, losing dominance 1.39%. Sitting at 1.23% of market cap. For Binance, for me, that's indifferent. So again, sorry about that for you guys. But for me, Binance dominance is really just whatever, man. Still below 20 MA though. Native price action right now. We'll probably create a divergence on the shorter frames because I can see that we're going higher. We probably created negative momentum, but less off it, and then that's what's probably breaking us down. However, here on your RSI and your MACD histogram here, you don't have anything else going on. Sitting sold at 38.92. That'll be it for this coin. Let's go on the daily. So let's go into the 4 hour, right? On the 4 hour for Binance, a little bit more tighter on the Bollinger Bands. Moving to the downside, we might get to bounce off that 20 MA if we still move to the downside. But look at what I was talking about. See? High, higher, high, right? We talked about that. And we're going lower on the RSI. So again, yeah, bearish divergence, right? Potential price action to the downside. You're seeing it play out right now with 2 candles. It's very weak, though. For me, when the bearish divergence starts to play weaker, it's probably a signal that the market is turning a little bit more bullish because weaker signals play out less. So opposite signals to the trend tend to play weaker, right? So again, if you're bullish, your bearish signs are not going to be as strong. And if you're on a bearish trend, your bullish signs are not going to be as strong. But again, you have to look for those to find what you need, right? So again, that's it for this right now on this time frame. Sitting neutral, like I said, at 52.02. Not much going on besides this divergence, bearish price action to the downside. Just want to see what else happens, right? Is this shuffling? Yes. Every day it's shuffling, man. So what is happening here? We had divergence, right? Bullish. Price action to the upside. That happened yesterday night. So we moved up, right? And then we kept on running to the upside. That is fine. That happened after the stream. We said we were moving to the downside. But again, we didn't have anything to kill this divergence. We also didn't make a lower low. So this divergence still playing and running us to the upside. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Now, stuff that I can tell you is that from here to here, right, you're going higher. And from here to here, definitely going much lower, creating bearish divergence. Now, from here to here, I zoomed in, and you don't have it. This is a lower high, and that's fine. That makes sense. So nothing going on there. Here, just have that bearish divergence. Price action to the downside, you're seeing it. Bouncing off that 20 MA once, right? Failing to get a higher high, also making less positive momentum, and then just moving down again. That's fine. That's your regular market movement, right? So again, this move to the downside might see us still play to the downside more. Is it more than this? No, still less. So again, higher, less positive momentum than the previous low. Going with the market, also higher on the RSI. We don't really have much else going on. Sorry, I forgot to call this divergence from here to here as well. Right, so you have on the RSI and on the MACD histogram. And that's it for this, man. Sitting neutral on the RSI at 48.07. So we just went through the market. Usually what we cover, right? News for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, and Binance. Now, we did look at the coins, those 5 coins. So if you guys have any requests, I'm open to take them. If there's no requests that come up soonish, we'll call it a stream for tonight. It is a Friday night, and I'm going to get visitors in a second. So they do know that I do stream. So when they get here, they usually just chill for a bit. But today I do want to kind of wrap it up if there's no coins that come up. So guys, I gave enough time to catch up. At least to where I'm running on the stream. So awesome. Thank you for being here again. I do appreciate when you guys show up. Thanks for supporting this channel. If you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you're notified when we go live. Talk about crypto to your friends, to your family, to your co-workers. Let them know that we're here. We're a good intro channel to crypto. We're very neutral. When they come here, they will not just hear FOMO or anything crazy going on. They'll actually hear facts, thoughts, and very neutral market analysis as well, because I tell you the upsides and the downsides. I don't tell you where the market is going to go. I tell you whether or not there's a potential and whether or not there's anything else. I give you targets to the upside and the downside, and then you guys know what to do when we're off the air. Again, guys, thanks for tuning in on a Friday night. Go out and enjoy yourselves. Have a beer, have a blast. Go out for a coffee. Go watch a movie. Go watch Netflix, whatever. Order pie. Order pizza. Enjoy your night, man. Again, I'll catch you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. That'll be all for tonight. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, guys.